Hey, my loves. Let me see if I can do one thing real quick while I'm giving y'all a second to come in. There's always something. Okay, well, let me do it while I'm on right now. Hey, gang. So, this live is for Sagittarius. And we're going to be looking at what's going down for you guys in 2026. I feel like there's a lot of things that are happening in the fire signs in the next couple of months, really for like the next 2 years, that causes a lot of importance headed you guys' way. And it's going to start probably, you're going to feel the remnants or the beginning of this throughout the rest of this year as Neptune and Saturn begin to make their way back into Aries. And then as well, next summer, you will have the North Node in Aquarius and the South Node in Leo. So that's going to be for a year and a half. You're also going to have Jupiter in retrograde. So there's quite a few things that are going to be affecting the fire signs. Okay, so we're going to start with the energy surrounding you. Spirit, can you show me what is the energy that Sagittarius should try to embody throughout 2026? What is something, an overall message for them as to what they should try to strive for 2026? This will be good for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Spirit, can you show me, please? And we have the Temple of Carnelian entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. And there's an energy of being met with some kind of challenging energy that gives you courage to release something or to go after something. Okay, this feels kind of like without a safety net. And maybe that's part of what was happening, Sagittarius. Maybe you've been holding on to something because it felt safe or comfortable. I feel like whatever this is, you may have an uncomfortable moment coming towards the end of this year into like February, those first couple of months. Also, the you have Mercury retrograde that is, this is being recorded on November 4th. Okay, so there's a Mercury retrograde that's starting in Sagittarius and will take us through the month of November, and then it'll come back and track back into Sagittarius because it's going to go into Scorpio, right? So I feel like the balance of this year, there's something that's going on that's going to force you and put the fire in your belly about the new direction or what is the overall message for 2026. Okay, we're going to look first at some affirmations that would be good for you for 2026. Spirit, can you show me, please, for Sagittarius? What do they need to know, please, Sagittarius? What do they need to know? You got my energy is addicting. I'm always at the right place at the right time. And my life is supposed to go well. Okay, I feel like after maybe a complicated end of 2025, what's good, Mel? After a complicated end to 2025, it feels like this gives you the drive, the permission, the desire. Okay, and you may feel like once that fire is lit in you, especially look at Aquarius season as a time where you may feel like things are like you're starting off the year with a lot of forward motion. Sagittarius, that's what it feels like. There could be big changes. Okay, also getting like, let's say there's a shot at early retirement. And maybe you were like, nah, I'm not going to retire early. But like something gets thrown your way that's too good to be true. And then you're like, fuck it, 2 tears in a bucket, I'm out, right? This could be like relocation. This could be like starting anew. This is like a second chapter, okay? So it feels like that. It feels like something occurs. There's like a catalyst to change. Let's say that. Okay, catalyst to change. Let me move this. I got too many decks out here. Let's see. We're going to see what the challenge might be for you all come 2026. What is the challenge for Sagittarius, please? What is the challenge for Sagittarius 2026, please? What will be the thing that they need to work on the most or overcome? Can you show me with clarity, please, for my Sagittariuses 2026, please? Sudden wealth. Well, that doesn't sound like a problem to me. Anything else? Main female. Change. Unexpected income. Okay. So this right here, again, with unexpected income at the bottom of the deck. There could be a change that's coming, okay? It could be an inheritance. It could be an offer, or let's say somebody like, what's good, Rebecca? Let's say somebody was going to wait till retirement, but then they need a surgery on their leg. They had 6 months. They're like, fucking take it, right? There's something here about a change, and it could come. It feels like a lucky break, okay? But it's change attached to it. All right. So we're gonna take a Celtic spread. We're gonna take a look at what it is that you need to know for 2026. Spirit, can you show me, please, for Sagittarius gang? What do they need to know, please, for Sagittarius, please? What do they need to know? Sagittarius, gang. What do they need to know? You got the Nine of Cups. Okay, so this is a chapter of you wanting to, be happy or go after something you desire. Okay, now for some of yous, okay, there could be like somebody who was drinking too much. It could even be you, right? But there's some kind of change that says I'm changing something up. Okay, Spirit, can you show me what is the situation for my Sagittariuses, please? You got the Nine of Swords. Okay, there's anxiety about something here. We will be clarifying these. Spirit, can you show me what is the blockage for Sagittarius? Too many. I will take the first one, which is the Hangman. Spirit, can you show me what is at the foundation? Spirit, what is at the foundation? And that is the Ace of Staffs, your passion. Spirit, can you show me what is falling away for Sagittarius, please, for 2026? Can you show me? Okay, I'll take those two. Four of Staffs and the Five of Swords. Spirit, can you show me what is crowning Sagittarius right now? Queen of Swords. Spirit, can you show me what is coming in for Sagittarius, please? Ace of Swords crossed. Spirit, can you show me what it is, how Sagittarius sees themselves, please? One second, please. Okay. 10 of coins. Okay, so you see that you want to do something for your family or happiness. Okay, happy life, happy wife, happy family. Okay, how others see you. Strength card crossed. What's in your hopes and fears? Seven of Cups. There's something that you're struggling to have clarity on and most likely outcome. Five of Cups, okay? With the Four of Cups. I feel like there was something you need to release or are in the process of releasing. Like I said, there's something that triggers this all to come about, okay? With the Seven of Swords, okay, you may feel, I'm really feeling like for many of you, you could feel like where you're living or who you're living with or how you're living or what you do for a living is no longer in alignment with who you are presently. I feel like in the last 4 to 5 years, you've gone through a lot of changes. I feel like there's a part of you that wants a fresh, softer start. There may have been reasons in the past where you felt like that wasn't the time. I feel like that is changing. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four Cups. We're going to put this here as the overall energy. There's something that you weren't thrilled about undertaking or starting, or you didn't see it as, and maybe you're just, the Four Cups can be something that you're not sure if you want or if it's in alignment with you anymore. And that could be the overall ho-hum, not really crazy about this job anymore, or the city I live in, or this house, or something like that. Okay, so we are going to clarify. Spirit, can you show me why is this Nine of Swords here? Something's making you uneasy. There's some type of anxiety. Okay, maybe this is the buildup of some thing coming back around. Yeah, I was about to say coming back around, and look at the Wheel of Fortune, right? It could be that this Mercury retrograde, which we're about to experience, that starts off in your sign, Sagittarius, and then has to go into Scorpio and then truck its way back all the way to you. um, which is a large part of the rest of the year, makes you feel like you're behind the ball or you don't have enough or there's something lacking. Queen of Wands, that is your queen. I feel like you really want that spark with the Empress. Okay, some of you could be pregnant, but I feel like this feels more like creation energy. Like I need it, I want it, I gotta do it. Look, with the Ace of Wands, now some of y'all, birthing age, if you don't want that, be on your P's and Q's, because it feels like that creation energy could have you, some of y'all could be twins. Okay, so easy, right? Eight of Swords here, but I feel like I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. Can you hear me, guys? Can you guys hear me? That was strange. There's something here that causes you to feel like you need to break out from the situation. Three of Wands, very future thinking. Seven of Wands. Okay, you could have tried to repress this desire, or you could just be like, I'm too good for this shit. I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm elevating. I want some new shit. I don't want to hang out with that old crew. I don't want to, go to that old job. Five of Pentacles. I feel like I stand out. This feels Sagittarius, like there's been some elevation that's happened to you, but it has been by being burned by the fire. Okay. There's been some upheaval. Okay. And you just want different, like the shit that you're seeing around you. You're just like, this can't be life. It can't be love. Right. Very much. Very, very much. I feel like the universe is fitting to give you an exit on this shit. Okay, where if you want to go a different direction, you can take an off ramp. Remember, the universe only has one answer. And it feels like this goes in a totally different direction. Okay, so Nine of Swords, Spirit. Why is this Nine of Swords here? Something happens at the end of this year with the Mercury retrograde that makes you feel like it's not a win. Okay, Queen of Swords crossed. You might feel like whatever it is not fair. With the Page of Swords, you could feel blocked. Chariots, time for movement. Some of y'all could be taking a little walkabout, a little vacation, a little time off, right? This could be giving you a new perspective about what it is that you want to do. Okay, you've got the Hangman as the problem, a new perspective. This Pluto in Aquarius. We're all on a 20 years new cycle. The Fool, right? And you got that itch. You got that itch for a new beginning. Spirit, why is this Hangman here? It's like maybe the new beginning is slightly forced on you, and then you're like, well, if I gotta do it, I really want to do it. You could do it, put your back into it. Okay, but it feels like there's a little bit of concern there about flying without a safety jacket or something, right? Knight of Swords. I feel like people could be like, what are you talking about? Why do you want change? What's good? What's the matter with what's going on right now? Okay. Somebody could also say some slick shit. especially if this is work, the climate may no longer coincide with your beliefs, and there could be an exchange of views. And these exchange of views could be very impactful, whether this is a friend, lover, whatever, right? This is impactful as hell because you're like, got you. I see you. Evidently, I was giving you too much fucking credit or something to that. Like, like I was, when they go low, I go high, but I realized that that's not the shit you on, right? Oh, so at the foundation is the Ace of Wands. There's something is lit a fire under you now. It very much could be the Jupiter in no. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, it's the Jupiter retrograde because you feel a little stunted by that shit. But it's also the Uranus in Gemini. So when Uranus goes back into Gemini in April, because it's going to go retrograde, it's already retrograde, but it will go into Taurus at the end of this week. Right? When that goes forward, life is just different. It just is. And so these are like growing pains to show you where you don't belong no fucking more. Okay, the Ace of Wands, Spirit, why? So I want to give you an example, okay? Remember that commercial back in the day of the couple that was living in the tiny house and they were like all cramped? That's you right now. Ace of Wands with the Four Wands. Your dreams are too big. It's the 1111 card, right? Remember that meme that he was like, you think it's too small, bitch. Think big, right? Well, right now, your heart chakra is like, right? It wants big things, right? Look, and you just want to try new shit. You just want to get out there. Maybe this is a pottery class, or like, it's just like, I just want to new shit. Jazz club, right? Three of Pentacles, new friends, right? Four of Cups, right? Eight of Pentacles, it really could be attached to work, right? But there's something you just, and it says on the shirt, over it, right? You're just over the options that you have now. Eight of Pentacles with the Fool, okay? I feel like you're going to be inspired in some way to take action towards a new beginning. As to what is falling away, you have the Four of Wands with the Five of Swords, okay? So, Spirit, why is this Four of Wands here? Some of you really are moving, okay? Or you're taking the money and running, or, something like that, right? With the Hermit, okay? So you could feel isolated where you are, or this is like, let's say you live alone now, but you're like, you know what I'm going to do? Economy is not great. Maybe I'm going to take a roommate or something, or I'm going to start a business from home. It's something new that you're okay. Five of Swords is here, Spirit, why? This is in the same position, okay? So yes, there are some concerns about money, okay? Five of Swords with the Nine of Swords, and then the 10 of Pentacles. So this, let's say using the roommate situation, right? You could be like, well, I can't just invite anybody in. Like, I need to find somebody that is in alignment with the new life that I want, right? Or I'm going to take a yoga class and then I'm going to open a yoga studio, or there's something changing. Queen of Swords, okay? Queen of Swords with the Seven of Wands. And there's also some level of disillusionment with something that you are presently doing that maybe you thought was in alignment, and maybe it was before, and now it isn't. I'm going to use another example. Let's say you are in some kind of therapist, teacher, anything where you provide a service, nurse, anything where you provide a service to the public. Okay. And then you're like, you know what? It's not that I picked the wrong career. It's that I picked the wrong place to give it. Because where I am, it prevents me from being all that I can be or doing all that I could do. There's too much restrictions. Is not, it doesn't allow for the creatrix to create. So using a therapist, if you worked in a clinic as a therapist, they will have rules and regulations as to what they want to treat or whatever. But if you own your own business as a therapist, and you can decide the clientele you want, right? You can take the insurances you want. You can, target children if that's what you want to work with. Like you can start putting the parameters, right? There's something here about a refinement. Okay. So the Ace of Swords, Spirit, why? Again, you may be there's like an opportunity and you could be doubting it, like, is that really a good idea? Like, I thought about that. A lot of synchronicities around this thing. Okay. And so I feel like something's going to occur as a catalyst that feels like two catalysts together. One could be necessity and the other could be desire. Okay. So for instance, Spirit, can you give it to me? You need to move. You need to move, right? And you could, but you're like, I have to change my job too. And if I change my job, I kind of wanted to change the job first because then I know where to move, right? And then you hear that they're doing layoffs at your job and it might be some time, right? And then you're like, you know what? Fuck it, 2 tears in a bucket. Now's the time, right? I'm going to have such and such unemployment. I'm tired of, maybe you live in a cold state. I'm tired of being cold. I'm going to start looking at remote work. Can I get up and out of here? Can I make money somewhere else? Can I start something that would make me more? It's like something that you thought, I probably can't do that. Like, who do I think there's an opportunity not only to do that, but it may be almost feel like it's forced on you. And it may be because, like I said in the intro, that there's a part of you that just wants to keep it safe and simple, but the other part of you is itching for change. Okay. So you have the 10 of Cups here in how you see yourself. I feel like there's an aspect of this should be enough. This should be enough. Why isn't this enough? I have a decent job, or I have a decent apartment, or, okay. Spirit, 10 of Cups with the 9 of Wands. Okay. But you could feel like, but I always feel like I'm on a hamster wheel, or I should feel happier, or I should have more to show for it, or Hierophant, right? I've put a lot of work to get where I am. Page of Wands, okay? The way your relationships work, remember, especially if you are Sagittarius rising, you're a Sagittarius rising, you have Gemini in your 7th house, which is where Uranus is going to be next year and for the next few years. So there will be a concentration on what it is that you are in alignment with whom, for what reason, how does it benefit you, how does it hold you back, What is it that you're trying to achieve? All these things are going to fall under the, and next year will be the first year that it's there for the majority of the year and not going in retrograde again into another sign. So you're really going to be inundated with that energy and that opposition to, right? Now, this opposition, although it can feel somewhat chaotic, because that is the tenor of Uranus, and being in Gemini, really craving for revolution, being that that's your 7th house, you may be really craving for different types of connections. Okay, so the Strength card is coming out cross. Okay, and people could be thinking, and that's in the position of how others see you. Okay, so people could be like, what is going on with Sagittarius? They just, I knew it, right? What is going on with Sagittarius? What's wrong with them? They just decide they want a new beginning? Oh, they want to open a bakery? Meanwhile, they're a probation officer? Like, it's like totally, it may not make other sense to other people. But you have the 10 of cups of how you see yourself, okay? And then you have the 10 of cups at the bottom. And you're like, I get to determine what fucking makes me happy. 8 of Pentacles, okay? You could spend a day doing, you could spend your life doing something just for money, right? And it may not be satisfying, but if you do something that you love, you never feel like you work a day in your life. So there's something here about, it's like you want to move away from doing things that don't make you happy. Okay, some of you could be at a particular age where you're like, I want to do things easier, softer. I'm tired of always having to feel the struggle. If you're younger, you could be very much deciding that you don't want to spend, maybe this is like a reflection of like, your family or your line, like, everybody in my family is a social worker, and I want to be a teacher, and I don't want to do what they're doing, or I want to do it different, or I want to open my own school, but whatever it is. Okay, it's like you want to do something other than. And there could be people who don't understand your vision. Remember, Sagittarius, y'all rule like getting information from the ethers, right? So create a little stillness within your vessels. And although it may be uncomfortable for the balance of 2025, while Mercury is in its retrograde and then going into Scorpio and then going back into your house before it moves on, gives you an opportunity to really go over the new directions or what you are releasing, so that next year you have a clearer picture of what it is that you truly desire to make happen. Okay, you got the 7 of Cups here. Spirit, why is this 7 of Cups here? This 7 of Cups is in your hopes and fears. It's what you fear and what you hope to attain. And sometimes, we're afraid to risk something for what it is that we want. Okay, so you got the 10 of Wands. I feel like you really want to change a sense of undue burden or ho-hum, right? And you want something to feel more nourishing, more social, more loving, lighthearted. 5 of Swords, okay, but you feel it so bad, okay? And Spirit could be making you uncomfortable with the connections you do have. And you could be viewing them as very superficial or you're walking away from things that no longer serve you. Wheel of Fortune, I think you're like been there, done that. Seven of Cups, okay? King of Swords, it's really time for me to cut away people that I've been making excuses for that know what the fuck they're doing, okay? And I keep accepting it, Eight of Swords, and making a prison of my own making, okay? For some of you could be putting an end to relationships that make you feel like the second person, or, let's say for some time you've been openly dating, or dating somebody who has their options open. Justice. For somebody, there could be someone that had been having an open relationship, and then, like, that's the wrong term. Not an open relationship. This is like a friendship, okay? Friends with benefits, okay? And then that person says they're getting married, okay? Like they've chosen a thing. And it may, you may have not expected something long-term, or maybe the conversations was that this person said they would never be long-term like that with anybody, but now they're going in that direction, right? So you could just be looking at the types of relationships that you have been attached to, and if they are conducive to the type of life that you want to live, okay? So you got the Five of Cups out here, okay? I feel like the Five of Cups has a lot to do with how you take the information. Okay, can I get one more, Spirit? Yeah. So you're going to be doing a lot of healing in 2026. And Spirit is really making it a point for you to really look at, right? With this Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, 5, 5, 10. Next year will be a 1 year, right? New beginnings, I said, but it comes on something that makes you uncomfortable, a catalyst. The catalyst is the Tower, okay? It makes you recognize that some connections, whether this is work, relationships, whatever, are not what you want them to be, okay? And then you have the World here. I feel like something is being purged, burned away, purified for a new beginning. At the bottom of the deck, for your true desires, okay? Six of Cups, to get back to something, okay? Some of yous, I'm going to give you an example. Come from a small town, you move out to Cali, you're successful, you're living there. Something happens, you're like, I need to change my direction. I don't want to live in a big city anymore. I just want to live in a little town. I want to go back to my town or something like that. And I want to, do a charter school or some shit, right? Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, right? Because out of my pain in a situation, okay, and feeling bound to something that I thought that I wanted, okay, with the High Priestess, this has something to do with your Neptune energy. Okay, you had the Seven of Cups right there, right? Neptune energy about, it's like almost like what you thought you wanted, what you thought you loved, what you thought loved you, what all those, it's like it starts off as a disillusionment, like, wow, I didn't see that coming, but then it's almost like, wow, thank you for the gift, right? Three of Cups with the Magician. It's allowing me to create new versions of myself, because what I had was a Seven of Swords, okay? Where, I wasn't just me, there were others, or it wasn't fair and balanced, and that was the truth, and I couldn't see it. And the Knight of Pentacles, okay? And I was waiting on something that wasn't coming, and the Five of Cups. So again, you had the Five of Cups as the most likely outcome. So Spirit is saying to you that it depends on the perspective through which you want to see this. Okay? If you're ready to embrace the newness and look at this as an opportunity to create your wildest dreams. Okay? What do I mean by that? You move to a new place, for instance, nobody knows you. They only know the version of you that you show them, right? So you can manifest and create the life you want, built on. It's so easy to manifest in that way because you don't have any external interference telling you that that is not accurate or that that doesn't fit you, or right? So I feel like maybe the first month or so you might be feeling a little down, but Spirit is telling you you will be lowering your own vibration. There's an opportunity here to recreate not just what you're doing or whom you're doing it with or whatever, but an opportunity to create your self-worth and what you're willing to allow to give to yourself without fear, maybe based on some experiences that you've had. And in essence, even though they're brought on by a catalyst. I'm gonna give you an example. I was talking to my daughter, Gemini, okay, your opposite sign, right? We were having a conversation about some things that are going on in the family. And I was saying to her, I have been through certain things that are kind of similar to certain situations right now, except that, clock it, the wisdom that I have now, I know that I won't respond in the same ways as I have before in difficult situations that are similar. And she said, that's growth. Right? And it is, right? When you can not only know that you'll respond differently, but know why, know where that's rooted, how you got there. That's shadow work, baby. It's super freeing to recognize that we've elevated to a point that even when something comes in that should knock us down, that it can. That it may leave us a little tired, but that rather than seeing it as a negative, that we see it as an opportunity for something new. So I am going to take, before we get up out of here, I am going to take a couple cards about, let me clarify that 4 cups at the bottom of the deck. Spirit, can you show me? Sneeze. Sorry, guys. Wow. You got the 4 cups on the 4 cups. Okay. Something that you're not sure you really want. Okay, twice. I said it's like you're already feeling the itch to start over new. Then there's like a layoffs. You already wanted to have a new environment. Then there's an opportunity to move home or something. Okay, death and transformation coming out crossed is not easy. Okay, there's something that you're having trouble releasing. Okay, it could have to do with a particular relationship. Okay, Page of Cups, you may feel like you didn't get something that was due to you, or it could be the offer but not the offer you want, right? So let's say, give an example. We would like you. We're doing different things here in this company. So instead of full time, we're gonna put everybody on half time. Yeah, part time. You're like, nah. Okay, or you know, I'm like I said, I'm getting married, but we could still hang out. You're like, nah, I'm good. There's something here that it's like two things are happening at the same time where you're like, I'm freed from that now. Okay, I'm freed from that now. And if you get a new perspective, I feel like with this 5 of Wands that comes up, somebody would like to get you to change your mind. I feel like I saw the King of Wands there, which is your king. I feel like once you made a decision, they're not going to get you off of that. Okay, we're going to pull a card on your chakras and see where you're feeling all of this, okay, and what's happening with that before we get up out of here. Okay, and you may be thinking like, well, that doesn't sound great. It actually is, because something that was holding you back from pursuing something that you wanted, and maybe something you don't even know fully that that's what you really desire, it's coming. Okay, so Spirit, can you show me the chakra that is most affected for Sagittarius 2026? Where they're gonna feel this at? I feel like there's like two catalyst moments that come in short order of each other. Okay, humor. Okay, I just heard laugh from crying. Gotta laugh from crying. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, and that was the advice that Spirit said. Like, you could see it as something negative and stay in the negative of that, or you can take this opportunity to manifest all that you desire. Okay, what is this? Look, love. Okay, so you're releasing something to do with relationships with Uranus and Gemini in your 7th house. Okay, trust. Okay, and maybe where you lack the trust is in your own discernment to follow in the right direction. Trust yourself. Surrender. Okay, surrender to what is, and don't hold on to something. Allow it to breathe. Feel that through your body, and then decide what it is that you want to create, because I feel like there's a huge opportunity for a new beginning. And I feel like if you take it by December of next year, you're going to be asking yourself, what were you afraid of? Okay. What was I afraid of? Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. I have done all the fire signs now. And if you are interested in more readings like this, you can follow me on Patreon. Okay. I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys.